let's open it up again to any questions or career stuff that's coming on for you all. Go ahead.
I have a question. I won't show my face, but you can see my face.
Okay, Alba, thanks for joining in.
Thank you for the invitation once again. I'm just working from home, and I'm not composed for not wearing pajamas, but still.
Your picture's great, so we'll just go with your picture for now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just. I think you will be better off doing that.
Okay. So what can we do for you?
I have this dilemma. I don't know if it's a dilemma or if it's procrastination or lack of goal or confusion about my career. I'm not sure. So that's why I'm trying to find clarity.
Okay.
I think I've been very successful with my career to this point. But this, like, how do I take it to the next level?
So what do you do? Give us a little background. What's your career?
So I'm an architect. I've been in my profession for over 20 years, close to 25. I got my degree in Mexico. And I think I've been really well moving along in my career, even though I took care of my kids while their dad was traveling and being successful and all of that. But I got stuck because of that. So my career kind of produce itself, right? So now I need to like jumpstart. I think I did, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm procrastinating, or maybe I am lacking some vision board, or how do I get to the next point? Because let me explain why. I've been an architect my whole career, but this year, the company that I work for is a construction company, is a developer company, and is also an architectural company. So we do design build. And I had done pretty much everything except for the developer side. And they moved me this last year to the developer to be a designer there. And it has been great, but because of the pandemic, I have not been having much contact with anyone. So I feel like I'm in like that limbo space, but I'm not sure that if it's a limbo space or if it's my procrastination.
So are you currently employed in this position then? Is that right?
Yes. I've been in this position. I've been there for a year now.
Okay. And what's your relationship like with your manager? Is that solid?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Yes.
Good. So you're solid there. And your concern is, how do I get jump-started into moving more actively into the work that I want to be doing? Is that correct?
Correct. But it's like, I don't even know what that is, because in the developer side, I'm not really sure how I can use my architectural degree.
Okay. So thank you. First of all, thanks for setting that context. So we talked earlier about each of us is responsible for our own career development.
Right.
You can't really count on your managers are terrible at figuring out how to develop people, to be honest.
Right.
It's not their job. So, they need you to help them help you. So the clearer you can be. Yeah. So you got some homework to do, and that's what 2 years are for. So you get to explore what the developer opportunities are for a person with your background. What excites you? What does the market look like? Where can you be involved? What's the company doing? Who do you need to network within your company? Get excited about it, to explore it, to see if it's something you like and want to do, or if it's not, find out where you do want to be moving, and then start engaging with your manager around getting the mentors or the connections to be able to do that. But it's really going to be you taking charge of that and doing and engaging in that and finding for yourself what really excites you or not. So what are your thoughts about that?
So how do I do it? Right now, my office is actually closed because of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have that face-to-face interaction, which I think I find it a little harder for me to talk to somebody or write an email about it if I don't see the person's face, because they can't see my expressions.
So Alba,
yes,
I can tell from talking to you, you are a very intelligent woman.
Thank you.
So this is something you can figure out. You've got a list of employees, you know who's there. It's probably just your discomfort of not being able, you like being in person, it sounds like. It makes it easier to do it. But Zoom, we do a lot of work with Zoom. I've worked as a therapist and as a coach. I didn't even know you could do virtual work and get the same results. It didn't seem possible 2 years ago. I have now seen all of my clients, my coaching clients over the last 2 years, we're creating incredible results. The rapport is there, the relationship is there. It can be done. It helps if you've seen the person in person before, I admit. Right. And the idea of possibly being able to set up a coffee with somebody that, out of the office or whatever is a good move if you can make. But you needn't let that be a barrier. It's about eye contact. It's about your engagement, how you involve yourself. You presence yourself very well in this meeting. You're good at doing it, I can see.
Thank you.
It's trusting your own ability to create that connection and explore. And it's a relationship, and it's the beginning of the connection. And you sound like somebody who is very relationship focused, who likes building relationships. Is that correct?
I do. Yes, absolutely.
Fun. Enjoy this. Don't make it an anxiety trip. Make it a kind of fun trip of getting to know your fellow workers in this crazy time that we're in, particularly in the construction industry and all, and let them know but do a little of your homework. So when you're making your call, you tell them, I'm really excited about this. So I've learned about this project. I'm wondering what we're doing in this area. Have something where you're driving a conversation that's related to what you're looking for, and have a fun discussion and get to know some people. Okay.
So it's not, I'm also afraid to step on people's toes because I was moved into this place and I'm not really sure how to maneuver who is who and what to, even though we're the same company, I just don't want to be doing that, but.
So here's what George Donald was talking about: social and emotional intelligence.
Yes,
While you're in the call, you're talking to somebody, you get a sense they're a little uncomfortable with something. Maybe they're like, oh, something's going on. Then you want to test it out. Am I stepping on anybody's toes here? Is this, you can find your way. You don't have to have everything figured out ahead of time. These sort of things emerge in the context of conversation when you're attuned to what's going on. Now, if you're not picking up the cues and somebody's really uncomfortable and you continue pushing the topic, that's not going to work, right? But if you're with them and in rapport, and that's the art of this. So I just invite you to play.
Alba, do you have a history of stepping on people's toes?
Very much so, yeah, because I. So that's why I'm afraid. That's my only concern, because I am so proactive and so forward with things. I get to say things that some people don't like, and then that person is not specifically the one I'm stepping on, but they go to the other person. It's like this sense of when we're in middle school, like all the yapping about what is it called, I lost the word,
the bullying.
Can I say something about it?
Yeah, please do. I know
Alba, so what I have to say is that actually it's a matter of self-confidence, and it is a matter of how you take the challenge. So what Gordon was saying is absolutely right, that you have to really explore it and not worry too much about that, because if you are with good intention, and the idea is what you can contribute to that person. Don't go from what you want from them, but go what you can give it to them.
Good.
So the idea is that you will never be stepping if you are contributing to their process, their happiness, their thing. So you will be completely out of woods if you start with that approach, that I'm going to help Mr. Such and Such with that problem because I'm an expert in that, I know. So have that self-confidence because of your experience and say, hey guy, I come with some goodies for you. Why don't you accept that? So I think that's the attitude that I will go.
So we're going to hire Shahid on our team because he's gotten the message that
I'm very honored
being net givers, and
I'm honored. I'm honored.
It is.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you so much for that context. Networking is about being a net giver.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that sometimes. I don't remember that it's about giving and not just. It's sometimes
Alba, there's so much to get into here, and you've got to keep. I want to see you here, and I want to see you on video next week.
Okay.
I want to hear about your progress.
Yeah.
But there's just so much that you're so driven is such a gift.
Yeah.
And for you to learn how to communicate with other personality types.
Yes, exactly.
Is going to be huge for you. And even to learn how to empower others by sharing a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah,
is going to be huge. So there, I just see a lot of possible. I'm in a visioning space right now for where you could go, and I don't even. I just see your picture. So
yeah,
hello.
There she is.
Like, I'm just like kept being a comfortable time in my couch right now. So like,
I want to underline that too. You also contributed earlier on this call to somebody that you made a really nice contribution in coaching them. So you have the instinct around being a net giver. And I think of dancing, you might step on somebody's toes if you're leading. That's okay. You say, excuse me. But basically, you're contributing.
I've done a lot of that because I do it constantly. And I'm like, holy God, again, how did they do that? It's like, and I know where I want to go. And sometimes I'm like, holy cow, I just did that. But I'm like, I don't freaking care. Their problem, they had to work with it. But also it's my problem, right?
There is an art too when you're a driver. We have different personality types that we look at. Regulators are the ones that tend to be drivers in our framework. And one of the skills for regulators to really be more attuned to exactly what you're talking about. You can be overpowering, perhaps. People might not be, you want to bring them with you, right? So you need to be able to read the cues of, are they with you or not? Are you too much? The more you're focusing on getting in relationship with them, listening to them as well, but you have your agenda, you're going for it. But it's a dance as opposed to a locomotive, right? So
that's exactly how I feel. I'm like a locomotive. Whoever jumps on is great. Whoever doesn't jump on and misses it is like, I'm sorry, I tried to bring you in or up, but so you know what I mean? It's like I am
totally
like a plow instead of, I don't know how else.
And for you to be able to communicate that in a way that helps others feel secure. Yeah. So you're a regulator, and I know because I'm a cooperator. I'm the exact opposite of you, and you may not know that I'm terrified of you. You may, and I've done a significant amount of personal growth work to be able to say exactly what I'm saying to you and say, hey, here's how you can best serve me, and here's how I can best serve you. And I can have your back in all kinds of ways, because that's going to be, there's lots of ways that I'm, gifts that I have that I can work with you on when we're on a team. But to be able to to read this and invite people into a space of some more vulnerability, et cetera, there's a lot you can do.
Okay, good.
If you've got time, that Friday, Saturday that George Donald was talking about, get on his team. That's the best way to spend a Friday, Saturday in terms of the skill set around how to really be in rapport. And because you got the skills, it's just a matter of some fine tuning here. So
exactly, it's fine tuning my locomotive so I can slow down for people to catch on, right?
Or no, even how to signal, we're going this fast, here's where you jump on. We don't always know, Alba. Sometimes
That's right. And that how to communicate that. And sometimes that's why when I say I'm going this way, and that's when I say I'm stepping on people's toes because they are not catching up fast enough. And maybe they already are, but they're not really doing it as fast. And maybe I procrastinate sometimes. That's why I feel like I'm a procrastinator or not a good communicator, because I don't tell them what is going. I just go and do it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
So
really about rapport. We use
okay, so you make more work for yourself and disempower. I know we're all whatever, but there's ways that you could facilitate better.
I never knew that I was able to disempower anyone. I didn't know that I had that power.
But absolutely. Well, listen, I know we're getting toward the end of our call here, George Donald.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, sorry.
No, this has been great. And so, I want to say some things here. I've been seeing messages coming in about how much everybody is getting from this, from everybody's shares today. And so thank you, everyone, for your vulnerability, for jumping in with your questions. We're all learning and growing together. And so you're serving with the coaching that you're getting and the spaces that you're going into. So thank you so much